Bonjour and welcome to this new lesson. Today we're going to have a great lesson, very important lesson on the difference between savoir and connaître. Both these verbs mean to know, and yet they're different. Only about 10% of the time you'll be able to use one or the other, and it won't matter. But I think for you as an English speaker, it'll be hard to tell. I've seen the same explanations in all books, all schools, from all teachers, and it's too vague, and all students don't really understand. Supposedly, savoir is for the pure knowledge of things, skills, while connaître is being acquainted with someone. It works to some extent, but to me it's too vague. I think most students will be confused by that explanation. I've got something completely different, and you cannot mess it up. All right? Very easy. Let's go. Connaître, very simple. Connaître is followed by a noun. You know someone, you know something. I know the neighborhood, I know this girl, I know his phone number, I know this book, I know his address. But you know how to do something, that would be savoir. You know how to do something, you know that someone does something, so there's going to be a conjunction and subject and verb. There's going to be a verb after savoir. That's the idea, okay? Je sais que tu mens, I know that you're lying. Je sais qu'elle est là, I know that she's here. Okay? So, examples with connaître. Je connais son nom. I know her name. Okay? Il connaît ses faiblesses. He knows her weaknesses. Je connais ma leçon par cœur. I know my lesson by heart. If I pronounce that one faster, it'll sound different. I'm going to drop the E and combine the J and the K together into shk. And of course, I'll drop the E. Remember, all the E's in second position of words, we tend to skip them in spoken French. So that would be je connais ma leçon par cœur. Je connais ma leçon par cœur. That's what the French will say when they speak a little fast. That is most of the time. D'accord? Je connais ma leçon par cœur. Je connais ma leçon par cœur. Ils connaissent Paris comme leur poche. They know Paris like the back of their hands. Okay? We say like their pocket in French. D'accord? Ils connaissent Paris comme leur poche. If I say it faster, I'll drop the L and say ils connaissent Paris comme leur poche. Do you know Paul? Tu connais Paul? Okay, you'll notice there is no verb after connaître. That's as simple as that. Okay, connaître is followed by a noun. Okay. Now, look at these. Savoir is followed by an infinitive or subject verb. When I say subject verb, there's a conjunction and then subject verb like that. Like I know that. Subject verb. I think that. Etc. Let's go over these examples. Je sais parler français. I can speak French. I know how to speak French. I know to speak French. Je sais parler français. If I say it faster, I'll say je sais parler français. He can surf or he can surf or he knows how to surf. Il sait surfer. Yeah, surfer is an ER verb. Il sait surfer. If I say it faster, I'll drop the L and say il sait surfer. D'accord? He knows that I'm waiting. All right, we have a verb again, that I'm waiting. There's a verb, so we say il sait que j'attends. If I say it faster, I'll kind of swallow that que. You'll hear a slight g. Il sait que j'attends. Il sait que j'attends. Slight que. Il sait que j'attends. D'accord? Je sais que tu mens. I know that you're lying. If I say it faster, I'll combine these two, the S and the J together. I'll drop the E and say je sais que tu mens. 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 I know that you're lying. Ils savent que vous êtes français. They know that you're French. Again, there's a verb, être. So it's savoir. I know it's very different from what you've learned at school, isn't it? But isn't it easier? I agree. They know that you're French. Ils savent que vous êtes français. You know that it's untrue. Tu sais que c'est faux. If I say it faster, I'll swallow that que again and say tu sais que. Tu sais que c'est faux. D'accord? Tu sais que c'est faux. Ensuite, as I said, sometimes about 10% of the time, both savoir and connaître work. Okay? And that's when the explanation you got at school comes into play and you realize, oh, you know your lesson, you know it by heart, that works. But hey, as I said, if it's followed by a noun, you can use connaître. So in that case, both work. Tu sais ta leçon, tu connais ta leçon, both work. Tu sais sa date de naissance, tu connais sa date de naissance, both work. Tu sais l'adresse, tu connais l'adresse, both work. Amazing. Tu sais conduire? Verb. Do you know how to drive? Tu sais conduire? Ils savent compter jusqu'à 100 en allemand. They can count up to 100 in German. Ils savent compter, we don't say the P, jusqu'à, it's until or all the way up to, or all the way to, 100 en allemand. We're dropping the E here. Allemand, we don't say the D. Ils savent compter jusqu'à 100 en allemand. I know that they walk to school. Remember, in French, we don't say you walk somewhere, you say you go somewhere on foot. D'accord? So, je sais qu'ils vont à l'école à pied. If I speak faster, I won't make the liaison. Je sais qu'ils vont à l'école à pied. I will say, je sais qu'ils vont à l'école à pied. Je sais qu'ils vont à l'école à pied. That's how the French will say it, really. D'accord? Remember, I drive to work is I go to work by car. Je vais à l'école en voiture. D'accord? I walk to school. Je vais à l'école à pied. I go to school on foot. D'accord? Because if you say you fly, it means you're taking your little wings and woo, you're flying. No, you don't do that. Not yet. Wait another 100 years at least. Okay? Vous savez que votre fils boite. The verb boiter, I know it sounds like a box, but it's also the verb to limp, boiter, okay? Vous savez que votre fils boite, okay? Again, you have savoir, because it's going to be a verb in the next clause, okay? Vous savez que votre fils boite. Do you know that your son limps? Big news. Okay, back to connaître. Connaître followed by a noun. Tu connais sa voisine? Do you know his neighbor? Or her neighbor, we don't know. Ils connaissent mon mot de passe. They know my password. Ils connaissent mon mot de passe. Remember, mot de passe, we pronounce it mot de passe, like a D apostrophe. Ils connaissent mon mot de passe. I know the area well. And the area will translate by le coin. That's what we say, le coin, the corner. The area, le coin. Je connais bien le coin. If I say it faster, I'll pronounce an L apostrophe and say, je connais bien le coin. So I'm dropping the E and combining the J and the K together into a shk. Je connais bien le coin. I know the area well. D'accord? Vous connaissez un endroit abordable où manger? Affordable, the word is abordable. D'accord? Abordable. Aborder quelqu'un is to approach someone. Okay? Vous connaissez un endroit? Un endroit is a place. In Quebec, they say une place. Une place for us is like a plaza. Okay? Or square, like, Times Square, sort of. Okay? Arc de Triomphe, that's une place. Vous connaissez un endroit abordable où manger? Do you know an affordable place to eat? Where to eat in French? D'accord? Little exercise. Okay, try to find the answer before I say it. You can pause the video before I give the answer, otherwise I'll go a little too fast. D'accord. Number one. Isabelle, mais je ne pas où elle habite. Remember, when you have an independent clause, that means a clause that stands on its own, that could stand on its own as a sentence. Then if you don't see another verb after the blank, it's connaître. If you do, it's savoir. And here, connaître was followed by a noun. So, je connais Isabelle, I know Isabelle. But that blank was followed by a verb. That clause was followed by a verb. So, mais je ne sais pas où elle habite. Mais je ne sais pas où elle habite. But I don't know where she lives. If I say it faster, mais je sais pas où elle habite. But I don't know where she lives. I'll drop the ne, drop the E, combine the J and the S together into je sais pas. Most important thing in the negative when you think of it is the pas. Je sais pas où elle habite. Do you know where the ne pas comes from, by the way? Did I tell you the story? Did I not? All these negatives, they really go back into French culture centuries ago. And they're all war-related words. In older French, you'll see ne verb guerre instead of pas. Like this. Guerre, originally G-U-E-R-R-E, G-U-E-R-R-E. That's the word war, okay? So it used to be that to not do something, je ne mange guère de viande. I do not eat meat. That's what we used a long time ago. You'll see that in literature. Now it's ne verb pas. Pas is a step that you would go towards the enemy at war, okay? So it kind of marks something negative. And we have another negative that we use in literature as well, point. Point. Ne verb point. That was another way of saying ne pas or ne guère. I do not know that man. Je ne connais point cet homme. So even though the spelling is different, really the pronunciation is the same as the word fist. Point. Okay, even though in French the fist would be P-O-Y-N-G. Yet it's the same really originally. And so, making a step forward, punching someone, going on a war, those gave us the negative form in French. How fascinating is that? Or is it just me? No, it is fascinating. You can admit it. No one's listening. All right, anyway, let's continue. Tu, faire du patin, roller. Do you know how to roller skate? So you know how to do some roller skating. Tu sais faire du patin. To roller skate is faire du patin. It's one of many fair expressions. I have some of them in another video, some of them in other videos, other lessons. So you can see them later when you're done with this lesson. So, tu sais faire du patin. Do you know how to roller skate? Can you roller skate? You can say du patin or du roller. Inline skating, du roller en ligne. Du rollerblade. Yes, sometimes we do use English words. Canadians are not that mad at us for that because they use other English words that we don't use. So, we're even. On est quitte. On qu'il parle français. Well, we do have a verb here. What does that mean? On sait qu'il parle français. We know that they speak French. We know that they speak French. On sait qu'il parle français. Again, I'm using the on because it's informal. In everyday situations, we'll be using on and not nous. Nous, which is super formal, okay? Excessively formal. We use nous in writing almost only, unless it's an official speech. Not by me. Well, maybe me. I would use the nous if it were an official speech. I had to wear a tie, okay? Vous, un bon avocat. Do you know a good lawyer? Or a good avocado? Because it means both, by the way. Yeah, avocat is also an avocado. Oh, come on, you have the swallow in English. You know, a swallow, the bird, you swallow, you know. Vous connaissez un bon avocat? Okay. No verb after to know. You know a good lawyer. There's no verb, so it has to be connaître. All right. Isn't it a little easier like this without thinking about whether it's like a pure knowledge or, you know, something you learned or you read in a book or if it's someone you're acquainted with? All right. That's very straightforward. After connaître, there's no verb. After savoir, there's going to be either an infinitive right away or a verb soon after. Okay, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Let's see if we have a little joke for today. Oh, yes, we have one. Oh, I think most of my students don't like that one. They don't get it. Let's see. Vous savez que les girafes n'existent pas? C'est un coup monté. Yeah. Do you know that giraffes don't exist? Un coup monté is a completely idiomatic phrase for a setup. It's a setup, c'est un coup monté. Okay? And it sounds like it's a neck put together. It's been put together. Sounds the same. It's a setup, it's a neck put together. All right, you don't like that one. Okay, next time maybe it'll be better. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Send me a message if you have questions. I love questions. I love answering questions and talking about all these things as you noticed, like how you would say something like 500 years ago. But anyway, think about all this. And I'll see you soon for another video. Salut!